Alexander the First took over in 1801, and Catherine was kind of like.
Catherine's like early 1800s, if I remember right.
Well, it's just.
I'm ready in my brain.
Yeah. All right. So.
I don't think either of them are. Catherine probably.
Yeah, I know Catherine's like in the beginning 1800s. All right, in the Middle East, okay, we have Ottoman decline. Ottoman. Oh. South Asia during this time period, this is where we have the British East India Company. You need to remember it's a joint stock company, if you remember what those are. All right. And what you've got is you've got the British East India Company coming in. They take control away from the Dutch and the Mughal princes. And what they did was they started to make individual agreements with each prince as they would move through the subcontinent. And as they did this, one, they would pit Mughals against each other, okay, and ultimately start to take over. And really, they start off as a joint stock company, but the British East India Company at a certain point in time literally starts acting almost like a country in and of itself, making laws, decisions that have nothing to do with the British Crown. The British Crown finds out about, starts to kind of catch on that this joint stock company is so strong and wealthy and reaping all of this benefits that they start to take away some of their power. Let's see, East Asia in 1773. One, we're continuing on with the Qing. Remember, they begin from 1644 down. 1773 is when we have opium introduced. And you start to have the need for spheres of influence. Okay, during this time period in Africa, you have West African slaves exported to the Americas. All right, to work on sugar plantations, things of that nature. Let's see. All right, let's go back. Yeah. All right, so with the Americas, so we're down to about 1790s. All right, 1799. Let's add in here Napoleon. Remember, what do you need to remember with Napoleon? The code. The Napoleonic Wars. The Concordat. Oh, I can't spell.
Is that 1799?
Yeah.
He's in the book.
Concordat. Remember, women lose rights under Napoleon. Also, what else do you never do besides be the third in a triumvirate?
Invade Russia
in the winter.
winter.
And he got exiled twice.
Yep, he got exiled twice. Ultimately, the Napoleonic Wars end in 1815 with what's called the Congress of Vienna. Congress of Vienna. This is where you have the restoration of the monarchies. Across Europe. Also, you have the creation of those buffer states. Things like Switzerland, Luxembourg, Belgium. What else do we have? A couple in South France where Italy is, which they're no longer there. But this is where Belgium and Luxembourg and Switzerland actually come from. All right, if we go back to the Americas, at the same time that all this crap's going on with Napoleon in Europe, okay, you've got revolutions in America. You also have 1804 is our Haitian Revolution with Toussaint Louverture. Okay, remember this is the only successful slave revolt. Okay? It's the only one that actually worked. You also, in 1810, have the Mexican Revolution with Hidalgo and Morelos. (1811) is Simón Bolívar and Grand Colombia. And here's the thing with these revolutions is you've got, in this case they're fighting, the American Revolution is different in the fact that they're fighting off the British, they're fighting for different rights. You've got the Declaration of Independence. In this case, you don't see like a real social change. It's all upper Creoles wanting to fight off and get the control away from the Peninsulares, all right, which are the Spanish-born, people, as opposed to the American-born people.
So it's like the middle class revolting against the upper class, not necessarily the poor revolt.
I would say upper middle class revolting, yeah, because it's not like the Creoles were broke. It's not like they were poor. They definitely had money, as far as that goes. 1823 is our Monroe Doctrine. Kind of argue American imperialism.
Anything about the reason to purchase in the beginning?
Yeah, you've got the beginnings of westward movement, westward expansion. Manifest Destiny. With the United States. War of 1812 is not as much a big deal.
Yeah.
All right, also in Europe in the 1820s, this is where we get Charles Darwin. But remember, he doesn't publish his work until the 1860s. But 1821 is when he actually takes his trip. Now, if we continue on, okay, so you still have got stuff over here, Catherine the Great. You've got Ottoman continuing to decline. You've got South Asia continuing on. Spheres of influence here in East Asia. We have our first Opium Wars in, what am I going to say, 1838 to 42.